don't feed your dog from a bowl. Bowls are for water. Dog owners in Midlothian and nearby, it's Nick at S Valley Dog Training. How are you? So, as promised in yesterday's video, I said I would talk a bit more about what I call enrichment feeding. So it's different ways to feed your dog. So how you feed your dog is really important, as well as what you feed your dog. So today's video is about Kongs, which is spelled K-O-N-G, if anybody doesn't know what they are. Great way to feed your dog. And listen, Kong don't sponsor me or anything. I just love this way of feeding your dog. So a couple of quick words about Kongs. The pink and blue ones are puppy Kongs, very soft, so probably not appropriate for an adult dog usually. The red ones are your kind of standard Kong, but if your dog's using the red one, you start to see teeth marks or worse bits coming off it, then your dog probably needs the tougher Kong, which is a black Kong. If you go straight to a black Kong and it's too tough for your dog, you're going to put your dog off. So you might need a red Kong instead. So it might be a bit of kind of spending a bit of cash on finding out the right Kong for your dog. Slight aside, the marbled Kongs are senior Kongs. So get the right Kong for your dog, do a bit of experimentation, find out if that's your first kind of task. Your second task is to experiment with what you put in the Kong, and this is really, really important. So just sticking some kibble in the Kong might be a bit boring for the dog. So I suggest, wet the kibble, maybe mix some cheese through it, mix some treats through it, make it interesting for the dog. You can start to experiment with layers, so you're making up these wonderful and different pastes. Line the inside of the Kong with things that your dog loves. It might be yogurt, might be a bit of banana, it might be a bit of doggy peanut butter. I sometimes use sandwich paste at the supermarket. Breeze unfortunately likes the smelly stuff, which is sardines and eggs, but you've got to go with what your dog enjoys, and this is really important. You don't get to choose what your dog enjoys, your dog chooses what his favourite thing is. Primarily in years gone by, I have fed my dogs primarily, so just checking, Breeze is just having a wee chill out through there. Yeah, I fed my dogs through Kongs as their principal way of feeding a dog. So that's really, really good, because anything that involves licking, chewing or scenting calms your dog down. So the more you feed your dog through a Kong, the more your dog learns to use that part of the brain, the calm state of the brain, which can help other behavioural issues. And I say help, it's not a solution, it is a supporting way to do it, but it's much more natural, much more enriching to feed a dog through a Kong than it is simply through a bowl. So experiment. If you can get your dog onto a frozen Kong, brilliant, they'll be at it for ages. My German Shepherd Max that I used to have, he used to be fed through frozen Kongs, and that was him for an hour, and he was just in this idyllic, calm state, and that was him practicing to be like that. So it's a brilliant way to feed your dog. So a couple of side notes. Again, your dog does choose if the Kong is calming, okay? So it's only calming if the dog gets down beside the Kong and licks and chews away at it. That's what you want. Breeze, and this is quite unusual, finds Kongs frustrating. So she takes them up the stairs and throws them down to get the food out, and if she doesn't get all the food out, she gets bored and frustrated really quickly, so it's not right for Breeze. But the vast majority of dogs, I'm talking 95 to 100% of dogs, will absolutely love a Kong where it's like there's a bit of novelty, there's a bit of variety, there's their favourite mixture in there. So this is the second video this week on how to make feeding great for your dog, how to make it enriching, how to make it not boring, and don't feed your dog out of a bowl. That's for water.